In the following Bible verse, Nebuchadnezzar is called a king of kings by the prophet Daniel himself. Daniel chapter 2 verse 37. You, Nebuchadnezzar, are a king of kings, for the God of heaven has given you a kingdom, power, strength, and glory. This appears to be an attempt to mimic Jesus Christ, who is identified as the King of Kings. This is confirmed in the following verse. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 14 to 15. Until the appearing of our Lord Jesus Christ, which in his own time he will reveal, who is the blessed and only ruler, the King of kings and Lord of lords. Okay, so after hearing both of those Bible verses, it is clear that Nebuchadnezzar is identified as a king of kings, whereas Jesus Christ is identified as the King of Kings. This is just another example of the Bible portraying Nebuchadnezzar as a Jesus imposter. If we go back to the book of Daniel, it describes how God gave Nebuchadnezzar the heart of a beast. This is confirmed in the following verses. Daniel chapter 4 verse 16. Let Nebuchadnezzar's heart be changed from a man's, and let the heart of a beast be given to him. Then let 7 times pass over him. Daniel chapter 5 verse 21. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like a beast's heart, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like an oxen. So after looking at those verses, we can see that Nebuchadnezzar is actually portrayed as a beast in various parts of the book of Daniel. As a reminder, I have already identified the forthcoming Antichrist, who is due to arrive during the end time tribulation as Nebuchadnezzar Reborn. Nebuchadnezzar Reborn also appears to perfectly fit the description of the second beast mentioned in the book of Revelation. Here are those verses. Revelation chapter 13 verses 11 to 15. And I saw a second beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke like a dragon, and he exercised all the authority of the first beast who arrived before him, and made the people of the earth and those which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And the second beast performed great signs by making fire come down from heaven, which was witnessed by men. He deceived the people of the earth by performing great signs, which he was able to do in front of the first beast, and then ordered the people of the earth to build an image to honour the first beast, who was wounded by the sword and survived. And he was able to give life to the image of the beast, so that the image could speak, and anyone who would not worship the image was to be killed. It is easy to see the similarity. Nebuchadnezzar is portrayed as a beast in the book of Daniel. Therefore, he is also portrayed as a beast in the book of Revelation. The Bible also appears to hint about the vast land of the world Islamic Caliphate that Nebuchadnezzar will rule when he returns in the guise of the Islamic Caesar at the end of this age. Here's that verse. Jeremiah chapter 27 verse 7. All nations shall serve Nebuchadnezzar and his son and his son's son until the very time of his land comes. His prophesied future land is mentioned again on the following page. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 18. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land. In the book of Revelation, it describes a beast rising up out of the sea with 7 heads, and each of those heads having the mouth of a lion. Scholars today agree that this sea beast is a symbolic representation of Satan and his world-ruling government. Here are those verses. Revelation chapter 13 verses 1 to 2. I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea with 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns were 10 crowns, and upon his heads were the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. In the book of Daniel, chapter 7, it mentions 4 beasts, as we can see here. Scholars today are in mutual agreement that each beast represents a world-ruling empire and its king, which will rule the earth in sequence, one after the other, until the return of Jesus Christ, who will conquer and destroy them. For the purpose of this video, I will be focusing on the first of those beasts as shown here, the lion with eagle's wings. The most popular view is that the lion is a symbolic representation of the Babylonian Empire, ruled by King Nebuchadnezzar II. Please note that I provide a full and comprehensive explanation of the four beasts of Daniel chapter 7 in another video I made titled "Four Beasts of Daniel Correctly Identified." In that video, I reveal astonishing evidence which actually confirms that the true identity of the lion with eagle's wings is none other than Nebuchadnezzar himself. According to ancient history, it is a fact that the greatest of Babylonian kings to ever live was King Nebuchadnezzar II. Therefore, it is perfectly logical to assume that Nebuchadnezzar is the lion mouth of the sea beast mentioned in Bible Revelation. Here's that verse. Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. The beast was given a mouth which spoke great words and blasphemies, and it was allowed to continue for 3.5 years. Therefore, it is blatantly clear that Nebuchadnezzar is the mouth and spokesman of Satan, the sea beast. Funnily enough, this bears an uncanny similarity to Jesus Christ. In the earliest Greek Bible manuscripts, Jesus Christ is called the Logos. Logos, when translated into English, means speech, word, spiel. Therefore, this shows that Jesus Christ is the word or mouth of Jehovah God. This is confirmed in the following verse. John chapter 1, verses 1 and 14. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and came to live among us. We witnessed his glory, which is the glory of the only begotten who came from the Father. So, after reviewing the evidence, we are led to the inevitable conclusion that Nebuchadnezzar is the mouth of Satan, whereas Jesus Christ is the mouth of God.